Okay, good morning, year six. Today I'm going to give you the model answer for the homework I sent you about fractions, adding fractions with like and unlike denominator, and adding mixed numbers with like and unlike denominators. The first question we'll start with, whenever we have fractions with the same denominator, we can easily add. We make the numerator, we add them, and we keep the denominator as it is. So here we have 3/5 and 1/5. When we add them, it's going to be 4/5. The same thing here. 8/9 plus 1 minus 1/9 equals 7/9. And the third question, 3/10 plus 5/10. When you 3 plus 5, 8, so it's 8/10. And here the 8/10, it's a fraction that you can simplify. If I didn't ask you in the exam in the simplest form, so it's okay, I will accept 8/10. But once I ask you, give me the answer in the simplest form. So in this way, you have to divide here, make it simplify. To divide by 2 up and down in the numerator and denominator, it will be 4/5. Let's go to question number 4. The answer is 15 minus 8 equals 7/21. And here I can simplify that 7/21, which is 1/3. Now let's go to the other page. Here I'm adding, but with different denominators. You need to make one of the denominators like the other. Sometimes yes, and sometimes even you cannot make one like the other, so you make what's common between them and I explain to you. Here you have 3/8 and 1/4. Can I make the 8 4? Yes, I can make it, but here it will be the answer at the top will be with decimal. So let's try the other thing, which is, can I multiply 4? Can I make the 4 8? Yes, I will multiply the 4 by 2 up and down. So first I will write the 3/8 as it is. And now, can I multiply here? Let's do it together quickly. If I'm going to multiply here by 2 and here by 2, it's going to be what? 1 times 2 equals what, Miss Lobna? 1 times 2 equals 2. And 2 times 4, 8. So now I have 3/8 and 2/8. Can I add them? Yes, it's like the previous page. So 3/8 plus 2/8 equals to 5/8. The same idea in question number 2. The 8/9 and 1/3. The easier is to make the 3/9. So 1/3, I will change the denominator into 9th. I will multiply by what? You multiply the 3 by 3 up and down. So 3 by 3, 3 by 1 is 3, and 3 by 3 is 9. So it'll be 3/9. So you have now 8/9 and 3/9. Subtract them from each other. The answer is 5/9. And here 5/9 is in the simplest form. So this is the only answer that you can give. Here in this question, you have 3/5 and 7/10. Can you think with me, the 3/5, the 5, I multiply by what to make it a common denominator 10? You multiply it by 2. So we'll multiply by 2 up and down in the numerator and denominator. It will be 6/10 plus 7/10 equal 13/10. This is an answer, 13/10, as an improper fraction. Sometimes I will ask you, give me the answer as a mixed number. How can I do it? You will think, how many 10 I have in the 13? You have only one whole 10. And what's the remainder? 3. The remainder will be the number in the numerator. And the 10th, usually the denominator never change, okay? So the answer is 1 and 3/10. Right, let's go to question number 4. And in question number 4, you have 5/7 minus 8/21. Again, common denominator. I will multiply by 3 up and down. It will be 21 minus 8/21. And then I'm going to subtract them, and the answer is 7/21. And here the 7/21 or 21st, you have to simplify it. I'll divide by 7 up and down. It will be 1/3. Let's go to the other question. Here in this question, the problem, I cannot make the 5/7 or the 7/5. So in this case, I will see what's the least common multiple between both of them. The least one is the 35, which is multiplying the 7 by 5 and the 5 by 7. So here in this question, let's do it together. Here I'll multiply by 7 to make it 35. And here, whatever you do in the bottom, in the denominator, you should do it in the numerator. And here I'll multiply by 5 up and down, okay? So let's go here and see what will be the new fraction. Here is the new fraction. So 3 times 7 is 21 over 35. And the other one is 5 over 35. Now we have the same denominator. Can I add them? Yes, we can. And the answer is 21 plus 25 equals 26 over 35. Now let's go to the other question, the same idea. The common denominator will be what, ya Miss Lobna? 45. So I multiply 9 times what gives me a 45? 9 times 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5 up and down. It's going to be 5 over 45 plus 5 times what gives me a 45? Again, it's 9. So multiply by 9 in the numerator and denominator, and the answer is 18 over 45. So can I add them now? Yes. And the answer is 23rd over 45th. Okay. Question number 3, the same idea, and it's easy, by the way. You're going to make the common denominator out of 6, and then you multiply the 1/2 by 3 up and down, and the third by 2 up and down, and then you have the answer 5, 6. The same idea for the 4th question. Let's go next. Here I have a problem solving. Let's read it together and think how we can do it. He said that Andy and Bob have a pizza each. After they have eaten some of their pizzas, Andy has 1/3 of his pizza left, and Bob has 1/4. What fraction of pizza do they have left in total? So I'm going to add the third and the quarter together. So the same idea, I'm going to put them and then find common denominator for both of them, which is the nearest common denominator is the 12. Okay, so I multiply the third by 4 up and down, it'll be 4/12, and the other one by 3 up and that'll be 3/12. So the answer is 7/12. Question number 2, he's saying Charlene has a bag of sweets. She gives 2/5 to her friend and eats 1/4. So what fraction of the bag of sweets does Shirley have left? Take care, he said what she have left. So first I know how much she actually used. So she used 2/5 and 1/4. When you add the 2/5 and 1/4, let's add them together first. I'm going to do the same steps and find common denominator, which is 20. And then here I multiply the 2/5 by 4 up and down. It's going to be 2 times 4, 8, 8/20 plus 5/20, and then the answer is 13/20. Okay, now this is what the amount that she used, that she gave to her friend, and what she ate. Now, how much that is left? If 13 out of 20 is the amount that is that she ate, how much? Mentally, you can do it if the total is 20 pieces. If the total pieces, if you have a whole sweets, if the total number of sweets is 20 out of 20, and you ate away 13 out of 20, so the left is, this is actually should be 7. I did a small mistake in the writing this one. The answer should be 7/20. Why? Because 20 minus 13 is 7. Okay, now let's go to the next question. I'm going to give you the first 2 answers, and then the same idea you'll do it in the others. I'm going to just to show you the answer. So here you have 1 and 1/2 and plus 1/4. There are 2 ways to do it. I'm going to tell you the easiest way is to change them into improper fraction. So here, when we change this into improper fraction, what's going to happen? I will multiply 2 times 1, 2, plus 1, 3. So it's 3/2. So 3/2 plus 1/4. I can't add if I have different denominators. It's hard, okay? So in this case, I have to make common denominator. I will make the 2 4. How? I multiply by 2 in the numerator and denominator. So it's going to be 6/4 plus 1/4, which is 7/4. Now here in the 7/4 is an improper fraction. We can leave it like this or change it into a mixed number if he asks. So you need to know how to do it into mixed number. I will show you again the other way to do it. You remember the rule of wind I told you about? So I have 7/4. How many quarters I have in the 7? You have 1, right? Just make 7 divided 4. And let's write it here. 7 minus 4 equals 3. So the rule is what? This is the whole number, and this is the numerator, and this is the denominator. Okay? So the answer is 1 whole, and the numerator is 3. And the denominator is 4. So this is the answer. Either you tell me 7/4 or 1 and 3/4. Next. Sorry, here is the same idea. You have 8/3 plus 2/9. Make common denominator. It will be 24/9 plus 2/9, which is equal to 26/9. In question number 3, this is the right answer. Please have a look. It will be 53/10. Or you can tell me, let's write the answer. It will be 5 wholes and 3/10. Both answers are right. Let's go to the last question. The answer is like this. It is 21 over 6. You can leave it like this, or you can simplify it. You will divide by 3 up and down. It's going to be 7 halves. Or you can tell me how many half is this 7 halves. May change it to a mixed number. It will be, let's divide it. It will be 3 halves and, okay. So how many 2 I have in the 7? You have 3 2s and the remainder is 1, which is 3 and a half. Okay. Now we're almost done. Here we have subtracting mixed number. The same idea exactly. I'm going to change the 1 1/2 into an improper fraction, which will be 3 halves, and then 1/4, and then after I make this thing, you have to make common denominator. The same step like the other one with addition, but the difference, we are going to subtract here, and the answer will be 5/4. And the answer here is going to be 5/4. You can change it into a mixed number. It's going to be, how many 4 do you have in the 5? So I have 1/4, and the remainder is, how many 4 you have in the 5? You have 1/4. So write it, and the remainder is 1/4. So the answer is 1 1/4. Same thing here in the other question. 8/3 make minus 2/9. You're going to make common denominator, which is 9. I multiply the 8/3 by 3 up and down. It's going to be 24/9 minus 2/9. Now you have common denominator 9. So can I subtract? Yes. 24 minus 2 equals 22. And now you have this as an improper fraction. Can I change it to mixed number? Yes. How many 9 in the 22? If you check table 9, so it's 9, 18, and then 27. I can't take 27, so I have 2 9s. Like, if I have 2 9s, what will be the remainder? Take away 18 from 22 mentally. It will be, the remainder is 4, right? So the remainder, usually I write it at the top, and then here is the 9. Okay, let's go quickly to the answer, and then you can check it. The same idea, 3 and 4. Okay. Okay, let me think about this question with you together, all of you. He said that van can carry a maximum of 5 tons. George needs to deliver 2 loads weighing 3/4 tons and 1/4 tons. Can George take both loads at once? Can he take it? He's saying that the maximum that could be taken in this van is 5 tons. So what about it? We have to see. We have to add this tons of the 3/4 and 1 and 5/6. If it's less than 5, so yes. If it's more than 5, so no. I automatically showed you answer no, but let me show you. You have to show your answer, show your work. So I showed him here. I started adding, changing it into, as you see here, changing it into mixed number, improper fraction. 1 second. And here 11/6. And then when I add them, it's 78 over 24 plus 44 over 24th. And then when you add them, it's 122 over 24. Let's simplify it a little bit. It is 61 over 12. Let's see how many 12 do you have in the 61. If you check it, you find that you have here, you have 5 and 1/12. So unfortunately, the 5 and 1/12, it's above 5. So this means I can't at all put this amount of tones together. I think we finished, and thank you so much for the lesson, and thank you for listening, and hopefully you all understand the